what is the deal? Yeah, I guess we only got a couple of people, but I guess even if a couple of people hit the like button, that'll work right now. Get a couple more people in here. It's not very complex today. Not very complex. Simple question. But let's see who gets it and who does not.
Sí.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could say this is maybe it's me. Uh just could be just personal, I don't know. But it is just crazy to me the the and impropriety that Rudolph Giuliani has perpetrated, since, at the end of the day, everything that, maybe not everything, but a large part of the crime bill, the Biden crime bill, was them kind of rolling out uh, Giuliani's program. You kind of had Giuliani and you had, Daryl Gates, and pretty much the way they did policing, that became what in America ended up having to deal with. But this right here says Rudolph Giuliani is being sued by his former lawyers, claiming he owes 1.4 million That's this story right here. This is in NBC News by Zoe Richards, reported yesterday. Former Trump attorney Rudolph Giuliani was sued Monday by his one-time lawyers in a lawsuit that says he owes $1.36 million in unpaid legal fees. Well, just you know, that Giuliani gets that's all. That's all I need to see. You know, and you can clear the rest of the bucket list out. We just want to see Giuliani get perfect. So we got here Abdul Rahman, Jamal Colo, peace. Young guy. This is you use Surrey account now. Or am I paused? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Certain people, just over the time that I've been doing this, I've noticed that when you speak on certain people, that something happens with your live stream. You, you suddenly, merciful Prince Divine. Oh, let me see this other thing coming up over here. This is a little bit. Look, this question. Let's not lose track. Let's not lose focus. That uh, uh, you know, maybe you don't think I'm talking to you. So yeah, I don't know what happened. And somehow we got cut off again. I don't know if we're gonna have to be dealing with this. Right? Okay, am I Am I on now? I can't tell if I'm on or if I'm off. Yes, it keeps freezing. So far it looks like it's starting to stick. So we'll see, yes, all right. Well, we'll see. Let's proceed. Let's see how it works out here. But we got this question right here, right? That you may uh see what this is kind of crazy. Sharing love. See, I told you I'm just around my stay on your probably close to 2 months. Usually be a roll. I don't. What was I saying before you said peace? Because this live has been going for a minute. I said a couple things. I'm not sure where you dropped off at. Woman names newborn son. Methamphetamine rules. The government take. God damn, lady. Let's see if this. Okay. Am I? I think. I think that could be. I may have. I don't know something. But yeah, this question right here. Uh, do you know how to do the knowledge? It's actually, you know, when I was actually taught how to do the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like there was actually, a lesson on learning. So, what I've seen is that a lot of people don't know how to do the knowledge. I see Son Love with an answer here, shut up and listen. You know what I'm saying? Do we have any other high scholars in here that would like to answer before we get into the science? But you know, it was prompted, by today, a brother came by today and he at 85% comes to the school, so we have people that come in, they may need to use the bathroom or need whatever other form of assistance. And, we generally assist them with that, it's all good. Uh, uh, however, this individual, he overstepped his bounds, right? So, when he overstepped his bounds, you know, the first thing he says is, well, look, this brother right here said that I could come in. It's like, yeah, he told you to come in, but he didn't tell you to do what you was doing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, after the situation gets handled, right? Uh, you- my screen is still freezing now. I think that's your computer now, Abdul. Is my screen still freezing anyway? Type, I guess type one in the box if you can hear me. All right, so yeah, everybody else can hear me, Abdul Rahman. Some is on your end. You got to fix the sound. But you know, after it happened, two things occurred, right? Where it was like, okay, due to knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Where you know, the first thing was you don't need to explain to us what happened right there. You know, it wasn't me particular, but another brother is trying to explain to him what happened. Is that look, this is the protocol, and this is the reason for the protocol. But the brother kept trying to explain, right, and justify, what he did. But see, one thing you do when you do that, right, is you're focused on the problem. You keep telling us the problem. When the brother is trying to give you the solution and telling you that, look, this is how we handle things. You know what I'm saying? And this is, what we do in this example. This is what we do in that example. But now, as he's trying to explain, right, here's another lesson within the lesson. As he's trying to explain, right, the 85% comes back, right? So he's like, yo, I spoke to you and you said I could, And it's like, listen, bro, we already told you good day. So then, the brother gets caught up again and he starts explaining, yeah, but this, and so the brother tells him, yo, listen, don't say nothing. We told you good day, bro. You see what I'm saying? Now, the other, lesson right there is that, look, see, when we up here, we together.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? If, you if you made an error, all right, positive elevation always correct errors, right? That's between us. You ain't got to explain nothing to him. Once what he's being told is right and exact, don't nobody else got to speak. Don't come over here. Nobody over here is G Money to cut no side deal with you. You're not gonna come over here and talk to, somebody else, and then they're gonna tell you it's another way. And you got to be aware of that because, in particular, these two brothers, one brother was a black seed and one brother was a brown seed. The brother that was new. And so the example was even more illustrated right there. That don't let him come over here and now he's having a conversation with you that he's not having with him. But I can tell, in the midst of trying to explain that happened to him. That person just came and tried to separate you from the black and grab you in the white. That's just an example for you to pay attention to in life. This right here is just this is insignificant. But you gotta pay attention to that. And in the midst of us talking to him, I can see that, yeah, some people they don't know how to do the knowledge. So, I said all that just to say that, yeah, I'm serious about this question. Do you know how to do the knowledge? And then, I got another question. After, do you know how to do the knowledge? That was a little, hold on, let me, because being that the computer is not working, I got something else, just a little, where's VC Realm at? Has anybody seen VC Realm? I got some I got some here for my conspiracy theorists. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this up. I got another question for y'all right here. So this is some what's in the news right here. Try to see if try to see. I could pull something up here real quick. This is very interesting. I was going to pull it up on my regular screen, but of course, y'all see we having some difficulties. How do I? Hold on, man. This is. How do I? Trying to figure out how I share my screen. Wait, let me see if there's something over here. Where's okay? Let's see if we can just do this. Then
Trying to see.
all right. I don't know if we see that link right there. Is that link? I don't know if that's is that clickable for everyone right there. I don't know. We're gonna try to bring it up. Hopefully we don't get jammed here. Yeah, does anybody, hold on, I don't know. I'm trying to pull it now, but of course, as we already know, the computer is behaving as you wish it would today. Let's see if we can. Can we get this on the screen here? All right, there we go. Informants were at the Capitol January. So this story is from today. This is the New York Post from Miranda Devine. This is I don't know what y'all think of that. You know, so how many paid informants were there? Paid informants. So we can stop freezing. Okay, we got Prince Powerful in the background right here. But you know, my question there being is, the story here about paid informants at the January 6th thing. See, because I look at things like this, right? You know, these laws, they may seem far removed from us. You know what I'm saying? Meaning like right now it's being applied to the people that's dealing with January 6th. You see, the same thing happens with other laws. RICO, that wasn't designed to go after, that was designed to go after bootleggers and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Lots of laws. Taxes was first for rich people. That was one of the reasons, that was one of the ways they got people to go along with it, because it was only supposed to be for rich people. And then through World War One and World War II, they got people ingrained in this type of idea that, taxes is your civic duty. But when you talk about paid informants, right, and then you have this illegal activity, how do we know these people wasn't lined up now? Not saying that they was. Surely I wasn't there, but and then some of the people, like the dude that was that put his feet up on Nancy Pelosi's desk and smoked the joint, and the other dude that had the shaman outfit on, I submit that they're American heroes, and that just by virtue of going outside with a shaman outfit on, and smoking a joint with your feet up on the desk in Congress, I mean, how could you prosecute somebody for that? Surely that case could be dismissed through jury nullification or something. But I don't know. I guess maybe y'all are a little more used to this kind of stuff happening. But I'm always aware of this type of activity from law enforcement, especially because these tactics will eventually be used against us. So be aware. I wonder if they have a count on how many paid informants they have watching this channel. I don't know yet. But back to the question here, we didn't get a whole lot of response here to, do you know how to do the knowledge? Serious question. Only CERN Love knows how to do the knowledge. No one else has any idea. Like, how long? We only got a couple people in here, so we can dig in. We can dig in, right? How long has everyone had the knowledge? Like, how long have you had this thing called knowledge? You've been using this lingo, that you do the knowledge, right? And apparently now, only one person knows how to do the knowledge. Like, is this, because now look, this could explain a lot now. This could explain a lot. Just that, people, you don't know how to do the knowledge, and that's the problem. It could be other things, I've been thinking is the problem, but the problem is that everybody don't know how to do the knowledge. I tell you one thing, y'all know how to do the wisdom. Y'all know how to do the wisdom. I said, Shy, maybe you can come and save the room. So far, the question of the day, do you know how to do the knowledge? We only have one brother so far that has submitted an answer. Halftime is always half his time has always got something to add on. Halftime, the question of the day is, do you know how to do the knowledge? Anyone? Bueller? Prince Powerful, you did? Do you know how to do the knowledge? Okay, so
I say, yeah, God, I'm doing it right now. I'm listening.
okay. So halftime, you said yes, right? So how do you do the knowledge?
By listening.
Okay, that's peace. We have the halftime right now.
Oh, halftime. Oh,
yeah.
My fault. Pardon, sir.
Kasib Shah said research and study. Anyone else? Halftime said like this. Yeah, but what's this? You gotta break it down. You gotta break it down for the people. See, because there's some things that's just that way, right? Where like say if you learn computer code, right? That's a language. And so, being that this language is not it's something that, you're generally learning once you've already formed, your brain has already formed around whatever is called your native language. So the way you learn this computer code is going to be in a more formal way. You're going to be able to say exactly, what this sequence of symbols is supposed to be the result of that, and result of that computer code and that computer language, right? But when it comes to your native language, right, like English, a lot of times, like if somebody asks you, "What's your elbow?" Right? You're not going to be able to give a scientific definition of the elbow. You know what I'm saying? You could say it's a joint. You could point to your elbow, and you will find that there's lots of words like that you know what they mean or you know how to use them, but you don't necessarily have a strict definition and meaning for that word. Right? So then you have words that through usage can change, right? Through usage and then the usage by what people. You know what I mean? Just like, at one time, bad meant good. Bad actually meant really good. So by the same token, right, we saying these things in the supreme mathematics, right? And you're used to hearing other people saying it, yo, do the knowledge, yo, my wisdom, yo, I got understanding. But what really is that? See, especially if all you got is the paper with the meanings on it. Right? If all you got is the paper with the meanings on it, then you just had these ideas that somebody gave you, right? And then you've built skyscrapers on this foundation of something that somebody just gave you and you don't really know what it means. At times said, how was supreme respect? You're the type of guy. There's trick questions and then there's trick answers. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. But we got a couple people that joined the room, they got in the background. Did anybody notice that as soon as I asked about the paid informants that watch my channel, that all of a sudden a couple people came in the room? Like I can't see who they are, but I see the number jumping. You gotta watch these people, man. You gotta watch these people. Don't think I don't know. But anybody else? Does anybody else want to add on to how to do the knowledge? See, because we could go down the line too. See, that's just how. But what about when to do the knowledge? Bet y'all don't know that either. If you don't know how to do the knowledge, bet you don't know when to do the knowledge. So I guess, well, like I said, we only got a few people here, so we'll just deal with this. We're gonna go all the way back up here to CERN Love's answer. We're gonna go back up here to CERN Love's answer, which shout out to Prince Powerful, and I think somebody else up here in the answers, up here in the and this is to Jamal Kodo. Are you still on? He said knowledge. But shout out to Prince Powerful, who said listen, right? Listening. But this answer right here from CERN Love, now listen. CERN Love, he put it here in a somewhere in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Now, he said, would you say there's a time not to do the knowledge? Well, I'll say that there's a time when it's too late. You know what I'm saying? There's a time when, it's either about the action or it's about the consequences of the action or the inaction. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for instance, let's take education, right? Yeah, you can still do the knowledge. Knowledge is 360 degrees. But you were supposed to do the knowledge when you was there. See, after you've already fucked up, after you walked out into traffic, this is not the time to stop looking. Listen, it's time for you to get to the other side or get your ass back on the curb, one or the other. So, in that instance, I wouldn't say, I would have to admit that, knowledge is 360 degrees, but yeah, this, when to do the knowledge is first. That's when you do the knowledge. See, because if you ain't doing the knowledge first, what you doing first? The wisdom? The equality? But getting back to, CERN Love, I like the way you put this, right? CERN Love said, shut up and listen. And this is the first two principles right here that we got, right? When we learn that, how to do knowledge. Now, look, there's other people, like I said, just in terms of my education in general, it was a lot either word or mouth or written on the board. You know what I'm saying? So, on the paper, right, it doesn't say shut up. It says silence. Now word of mouth is shut the fuck up. Or get your ass the fuck out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? We already got a little bit of space, man. There's other people that want to learn. You get the fuck on. See, that's how you get it when you get it straight from it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the first thing. See, like I said, some people, they don't know how to be silent You're steady explaining to me what the problem is. You're explaining to me what you don't know. So guess what's being absorbed? Guess what's being absorbed by me and by you that you don't know. Like it comes a point, right, when look, if you don't know, right, and I'm telling you, well, look, I know. Right, and you don't know, and you keep talking. See, at this certain period of time, I'm gonna stop because I see you don't know how to do the knowledge. And how do I know you don't know how to do the knowledge? Because you keep doing the fucking wisdom. Like you telling me you don't know, yeah, you never gonna find out because you can't shut the fuck up. Like it's that simple, man. See, listen, I was thinking of a story yesterday, and this is another place where people fuck up at, man. Where people see you want us to like you. I can make you listen. I can ease your mind. I can ease your mind where you no longer have to worry about whether or not we like you. We don't like you. I can simplify it for you. You ain't got to worry about it. And I was thinking about a story with Umala, right? That saying that, I remember thinking, then at that point, there's a couple of things that happened. Me and Positive Influence, me and El Naheem, a couple of things that happened. Where it was like, yeah, I'm one of the brothers and shit. You know what I'm saying? And when Nelson Mandela got out of jail, right? He was speaking over here on 125th Street. So I don't know that it's gonna be, at the time I can't remember how old I was, but I was still young. So, I'm not visualizing what this is gonna be when I get out there. But when I get out here, it's pandemonium. You know what I'm saying? And the police got all these barricades up, they trying to hold the line. And at that time, there's no garden on the side of the school. There's no vendor yard either. Just at that time, it's just a school. So the cops got their barricade set up right by the wall to the school. You know what I'm saying? And so as I walk up, the cops is telling a group of people that's trying to get through right there, he's telling them that, this is the end of the line. You can't go past right here. Right. So as he's telling them that, right, like I'm like right behind them, and I haven't even thought of how I'm gonna politic this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still absorbing him saying that to them, and I'm not even trying, I'm just absorbing it at that point because before I can really say anything or really absorb it, to where Umala came out of nowhere. He tapped the cab and said, yeah, him right there. He's with us. Let him through. And when the dude, I remember this, listen, when the cop opened the gate, right? I remember looking at the 85s and going, man, sucks to be 85 and shit. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the times that it was like, yeah, like I said, I knew I was one of the people, but that was down the line. You didn't show up. You showed up. You better know your lessons, man. We don't care about all that shit you talking. You know what I'm saying?
Word up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And still.
Yeah.
Still.
You see what I'm saying? So this is something that, don't get caught up in that, man. Don't get caught up in that. It's become, a lot kinder, gentler. You know what I'm saying? And, don't get me wrong. All of that, the equality of life, we do deal with that with each other. But see, how do we deal with the equality of life? We haven't acknowledged each other's equality mentally. So now when we get to the aspects of life and it's time for us to do something, it's time for us to perform whatever it is we got to perform, right? You off point or I'm off point because we didn't continue daily. You know what I'm saying? Even if, you knew your lessons when we was in high school, but there's a lot of people that peaked at a lot of things in high school. Abdul Rahman said, I remember the 85s at my school trying to sit with us in the lunchroom. Yeah, you a funny guy. The 85s in your school trying. I keep telling you, Abdul Rahman, you still have to get the knowledge. See, look, you can learn a lot from today, Abdul Rahman. See, now look, Abdul Rahman. You just sparked off. I said we can run down the line. You just sparked off the next question. Here we go with the next question. Here we go. That's for the room. How do we know that you have done the knowledge? For the people who want to be, I guess, grammatical or whatever, how do we know you have the knowledge? Anyone, that's for everyone in the room right there. Especially you, Abdul Rahman. How do we know that you have done the knowledge? And see, let me tell you something. This is actually an age-old question. Some of y'all have probably been asked this question. Well, how do the guys know? How do they know you wasn't studying your lessons? How do they know you ate pig? Listen, they've been asking that for years. I don't know if I should. I might can't even tell y'all. I might shouldn't even tell y'all. Leave that mystery. Some ancient mysteries that need to remain, man. It's like my father said when I asked him, how you know God is real? Like, why you don't ever just come down and do some miracles? And he said, see, if God just came on the roof right there and just started striking people down with lightning bolts, then you would know that was God. Like, it wouldn't be nothing for you to believe. So, I don't want to ruin the magic. I don't want to ruin the magic for y'all out there. Yeah, y'all didn't know how we knew which houses to come to, huh? So, you said, Abdul Rahman said, because the 85 always come to me to teach. And what you teach them? Sir Love said, when you asking the right questions. Now, look, that'll definitely get you there, right? But it's something specific about the right question. It's something specific that the right questions will bring out. Abdul Rahman said, I was always leading the cipher in school.
Sorry.
You know, there's some things, well, you know, look, the answer to the question is going to lead us to, so, you know, let's just get back to the answer. Does anybody in here knows, right? Does anybody in here know, how do we know you have done the knowledge? You said, I was teaching the 85 about who they were. A lot of them didn't know that the black man was God until they heard me teach. Okay, now here's the I'm actually just, I'm gonna go with certain love. I'm gonna go with certain love right now, right? And I'm gonna ask you a question here, right? You said you was teaching the 85s, right? What are the names of those 85s you was teaching today? All right, but peace. 9 Millie Goldhart said, how do we know that you have done the knowledge? He says, through one's wisdom. We're gonna wait for this quick answer from Abdul Rahman, and then we're gonna proceed. So Abdul Rahman, what are the names of these 85s that you was teaching today? You see, let's cut to the chase. We don't have to, because are these people still 85s? Because don't get me wrong, you know, sometimes the person don't have it in them. You said Darkim, Tamel, Terrell. You usually never teach me. Only thing I learned from you is stay on your medication once you slipped off the track there or something. So Halftime said, by doing the knowledge to yourself, Jay said, when the knowledge is being born. All right. These answers are, wait, let's get specific. See, we know that you've done the knowledge when you can build to be born. See, if you really, yeah, like if the person knows their lessons, they quote them. If a person tells you, right, they know how to do heart surgery, how can they prove that? They've got to have some track record of heart surgeries, right? That's why you can't just go from medical school to doing heart surgeries. You know, if there's an emergency situation or something, maybe. But you have to be, you know, an intern. You gotta, what do you call that? You gotta assist on the surgery first. Because see, this is something that's real life. This is life and death. You wouldn't play like that with life and death. See, just like we had the question, right, that we used to ask here, right? If I tell you that, look, I went to Harvard Medical School, Yale Medical School, Stanford Medical School, Cornell, you know what I'm saying? I got all A's in all my classes. I got all A's. But I don't even know what the inside of a surgery room looks like. Versus, it might be a guy over here that's like, nah, I started working at the hospital, and I started, just moving up the ladder, and then, the dude started, showing me certain medical stuff. But right now I got 500 patients that I operated on, and all of them is alive right now. Now, which one would you rather do your surgery? Which one would you be more likely to think is going to be successful at your surgery? Because doctor number one hasn't proven anything except that he can memorize, test questions. If you was right now, Abdul Rahman, right? Because I see you're off your medication today, so I'm asking you right now. If you was facing, if you was facing the death penalty right now, right? Would you want somebody that's been to Harvard Law School, Yale Medical Law School, Cornell, Stanford, MIT Law School, right? They've never tried a case, or would you rather a guy who, hasn't been to those particular universities, maybe struggled in some of his courses, but he got a pretty good record over at the Supreme Court. Which one would you rather? Which one would you rather go with it? See, because ultimately, this is Abdul Rahman. This is what makes a lot of what you say ridiculous. Because where's this teaching that you've been doing, that makes you want to come on here and tell me about the science? You see, anytime you see, right, that anytime somebody, it comes to them demonstrating that they have knowledge, they got to be able to build something with it. See, even when you hear about different technology and people, we've invented this and we've invented that. Now, in the capitalist society, of course, whatever it is that they build with the knowledge that they possess is going to be something that they can make money off. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that, for instance, right, let's look at high blood pressure, right? They know about the characteristics of high blood pressure, right? But they don't really know what's causing it. You know, they know some things that could take the stress off of your body, that could take some of the stress off of your body and make it easier for your body to recover. But they can't, if they knew what was causing it, they would be able to fix it, like a broken bone. They fix that every day. But if you see something like diabetes where they got to be, you know, yeah, some of it is, you know, we stringing you along, but some of it is also that, yeah, they don't know how to fix it. Because the same way they string you along for a certain price, right? They can charge you that price to cure it. Be Divine Thought a lot. Welcome to the channel. Kasim. Let me put this Shabazzle up. Abdul Rahman said, I just built a shed in the backyard. Now look, that's good. That ain't got nothing to do with supreme mathematics, though. Now, granted, you probably use some arithmetic. You know, if the shed is any good, you probably did some measuring. You know, you might have even did some addition and multiplication. But don't get things confused. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I don't know if you like. Have you run out of your medication? I have a suggestion. Go down to Port Authority, right? And tell them you just snuck in the country. Tell them you just snuck in the country and you need that medication. Let's bring Prince Powerful up. Let's bring Prince Powerful up because you're talking crazy. You said you have 2 more weeks left. 2 more weeks until you can refill your prescription. You might change your diet or something. They have to up your dosage. Prince Powerful, you there? Prince Powerful must have stepped away for a minute. But yeah, back to the room. Do we have any questions here? You know, because like I said, today was very simple, but sometimes that's what it is. It's the simple things that get overlooked You know, and when you overlook the simple things, like I said, you have that foundation that's shaky that you build in skyscrapers on. You know, and now you've based so much knowledge on it that when somebody does try to correct you, you go into conniptions. They should say conniptions because you're emotionally attached to that information. You said you use supreme mathematics to figure out how much meds you have left in the bottle. No, you didn't use supreme mathematics. You see, if you use supreme mathematics, you would have just counted how much you had. You would you would try to figure what the fuck are you talking about? See, this is what I'm saying, man. You don't overlook the simple, man. Don't. See, now y'all see why I say my favorite degree is the knowledge degree in the 1 to 10, man. The simple shit, man. Go ahead, all that, you know, you gotta get fancy if you want. You know, you like all those numbers. See, this is you know, one thing when you off your meds, right? The people do get an opportunity because let me tell you something. Be aware, you know, all of y'all that's just coming into the knowledge. Abdul Rahman, you know, this for whatever reason, right? Something that I've done somewhere in life, right? uh Abdul Rahman is my penalty, you know. But rest assured, you have an Abdul Rahman or Abdul Rahmans, plural, out there, and you gotta learn how to repel these people from the jump. Because some of these people, Abdul Rahman is generally a good guy, you know what I'm saying? But see, some of these people is trouble waiting to happen, man. You know, like, the reality is it's just building and destroying. It ain't really no middle ground. You know, we like to use that type of terminology, but there's no maintaining. See, even when you're resting, right, you building up the energy to do what you got to do. So if these people come in your midst, right, and they not building, guess what? Oh, you know something? Halftime, she actually called the school today. It's funny that you mentioned her, but yeah, she actually called the school today. You know, but you know, but Sir Love, you see, Sir Love, I wouldn't even say he has the knowledge. You know, you got a lot of people that have been exposed to the knowledge, and because they don't understand, right? How we know whether or not somebody's done the knowledge, they think, and Abdul Rahman, I told him a couple of days ago too. I told Rahman a couple of days ago, look, let me handle the humor, right? And not to try to be funny. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we've already dispelled all myths. We've dispelled all myths of hip hop coming from these various places, these various places and these various people that claim it now, Hey man, Robbie. But yeah, this is the type of thing, man. But see, look, you got Encyclopedia Brown coming in. That's another degree of how to do the knowledge. How to study certain things, right? I said on the that's the most basic level. Is that first thing you got to do is shut up. But then in the science of that, in terms of, remember I asked the question too, okay, how to do the knowledge, when to do the knowledge, where to do the knowledge, right? Where you go to get this research at? Who do you go to use as a reference to an event, or a person's existence? See, like, people come and ask me, well, how did, who's the firstborn of my area, meaning, their area, wherever they at. How do I know? We come to do that research amongst me for? But this is, and then I'm gonna tell you another thing too. This is kind of, some of Abdul Rahman is also just it's inactivity. You know what I'm saying? Where people know who not to fuck around with. And the reason they know who not to fuck around with is they know who's demonstrating that they unfuck with it. Abdul Rahman, how long you been listening to this channel? How long you been listening to this channel, Abdul Rahman? Seven joints. What's a joint? Seven years. Okay, now you see this the question that's up there, right? How do we know you have done the knowledge? So Abdul Rahman, right now, in order for you to be watching this video, well, I said this channel. So okay, I understand what you're saying. Now you're saying that you've been you've been seeing me speak since Inf Mega's channel. Because the first thing I was about to tell you is that being that you're on my page, that you could just you could kind of look at the top of the page and see that this channel has only been here for 4 years. So that would have been a bit odd, but I get your point. But that wasn't the reason for the question. The reason for first let me ask you a second question here. 7 years you've been listening, right? Do you know 120? PC Realm, Jason Rosario TV. Abdul Rahman. I don't know. I think he's Abdul Rahman. I think he's Aboriginal. So you don't know 120, but you've been listening. See, because
Peace, yeah.
peace.
Peace, God.
Even Elijah Muhammad would know. The lessons wasn't already written down for him just to do the knowledge to. Even he achieved 120 in only 3.5 years. So you're on 7 joints. As you said, you're on 7 joints. You're 7 joints in. You don't know 120, right? And you claim that you were a strong builder in high school. The people came to you to get the knowledge in high school. Because your mother would have had to come and get you. if you would have came to high school with me, your mother would have had to come and sign you out. You left the teachings, then came back. So let me ask you this question. When you left the teachings, where did you go? And look, I'm gonna cut to the chase. I was going to break this into 2 questions. But look, and this is the $99 trillion question right here. You said you left. Did you go back to eating pig? They actually started when you left. Where did you go? And did you start eating pig? So you said no swine on your plate, right? But okay, so what about the swine on your mind? What kind of swine did you put on your mind?
Both of y'all can hear at the same time.
No. I'm saying, what you said, law school. What kind of law? We talking about law school? You mean the law library? Supreme Justice, real estate law. I'm saying, and now I'm just saying, now look, I know this is not per se, this is not LinkedIn, professional, this is not professional references and everything, you know what I'm saying? But do you think that, like, for instance, right? Let's say, we got homeowners on right now. We got homeowners on here, right? Do you think that any of the homeowners on here that have experienced your behavior, over the time that you've been on here, do you think that any one of these people would trust you with their house? You said you wouldn't care less you don't know them. So, ultimately, this is why you were the guy at Universal. You see what I'm saying? Because you just prove right there that, you playing games with us. You're not here, we all here, becoming our best. You know what I'm saying? Wherever we're holding a cipher at, that's Mecca. So if you come into our midst, right, and what you giving us is bullshit, but when you went to go deal real estate law and bodybuilding, you didn't play over there. So see, this is one of the things when you say, yeah, how do we know? Your hands is too nice for a UBD.
I know you do.
Please, God.
Hopefully your feet and your stomach and your head and the rest of you is too nice too, because that ain't gonna help you, bro. But yeah, these people, look, sometimes we get bored over here on the Random Jews channel and we get involved.
Peace, on you. Peace, God.
We get involved with some of these clowns right here.
My name is Lord Infinite, brother. What you doing? Yeah, you in there. Yeah, what you doing?
Who, Abdul Rahman? He's not coming in. This is this right here. Abdul Rahman said, before you have your lawyer up here, what you gonna do? He gonna come here and come back and tell you, listen, leave the guys alone. They teach the truth, and you play games.
Oh, what you talking about?
But yeah, Love Eternal. You know, we had, you know, the original question today was, you know, do people know how to do the knowledge? You know what I'm saying? And you know, most people was you know, aware, but they didn't really formally know that the first step is silence. Then listening, repetition, memorization, and activation. See, at the end of the day, that's how you can show and prove that you have knowledge. Other than that, you know, you're showing and telling. Those are two different things. See, and a lot of people have mistaken showing and telling for showing and proving. So, you know, for instance, you know, Abdul Rahman can tell us that he's done this teaching and he's done that teaching. But at the end of the day, right, we should see the evidence of that. In the places where you've been, right, we should be able to see evidence of the true and living God being there. And the evidence of that is true and living God being there. So, peace. Yeah, you know, but I want, you know, Abdul Rahman, he, you know, he's not consistent with his meds, is what it is. Because he actually was on a good roll. It was close to about 2 months. You know, but at some point, I don't know if he stopped taking his medication or he took some other medication, beat him up to the mothership, and now he's behaving like this. But you know, this is a part of this world though too. This is a part of this world. This is a part of the internet world. This is a part of people getting the lessons on Amazon. You're gonna have people like this. You see, that's the main thing when you're dealing with examination, right? And this is the reason why you gotta deal with that examination daily. Right? Is that's what makes it impossible for those people to penetrate the site. See, as soon as we let our guard down for any reason, you know, any type of emotion, you know, any kind of, you know, pro-black, you know, all these, anything what it is, right, that cause you to not do the knowledge. You know, not be suspicious and all of that, but just doing the knowledge. You know, or you just going through the motions. See, because everything you do is not wisdom. Everything you say is not wisdom. Everything you see is not understanding. How do you know the difference? You know the difference from when that cycle goes to born. I know you ain't. How do you do this? You know the good thing though about this channel is I got these kind of trolls like this that they'll be on for hours. Like most other channels, I notice when they have a troll, like the person come on and then as soon as they, the person that say something to them, they leave.
Security guard, what the fuck you talking? My can't be here sometime with a. Yeah.
That could be the case right there halftime. That could help. That's a different kind of mothership halftime. That's a different type of mothership that it might help him to beam up to right there. But it's called magnetic. True self. Hey, listen, man. That's what is the mother's hip. He needs some mother's hips. Listen, I'm being tamed too, man. he needs to get beamed up to the mother's hips, and then maybe he stop acting like this. Listen, you can't make this stuff up. That's one thing after Rock Mind. You thought about that? You got the writers and everything in Hollywood is on strike. The stuff that you make up, you probably be good over there. They're looking for some new people. But at any rate, we got any questions? Any last questions before we wind this one down? Because like I said, this was a simple one. It wasn't very hard, but it's just one of them things that I've seen that people have problems with. Just doing the knowledge. I mean, listen, man.
Man, you try to come a distance. Yeah. You like, which one? You don't have to beat it.
Oh no, I got somewhere to go. I'm going to feed on. Yeah, I'm going to feed.
One said,
Here. Talking about he's security guard. I'm a supreme guard. You better be on your job, man. Watch your mouth too, yo. Look, you in here, yo. Look, I'll take it to the street, shit, yo. Serious. A lot of them days no punks. We watch your mouth. We see do the knowledge, man. We respect, man.
but yeah, that is, you saw the protest, the writers was protesting on 23rd Street. Yeah, New York is a big place for filming TV shows, movies and all of that. So yes. King Math, Divine Understanding, yeah, y'all missed the meat of it today, but it was kind of simple. You check it out on the replay, we was just dealing with do people actually know how to do the knowledge? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody say they know how to do the knowledge, but and all of the rest of the questions too, we actually ran through. Do you know where to do the knowledge? Like some people, right? They come here, right, and they asking, do we have a Quran? No, but we can send them. We send them down the block. That's where you go do the knowledge for that. You know what I'm saying? And see, when to do the knowledge is first. You can't wait till you get out into the middle of the street, right? To then do the knowledge. You have to do the knowledge already. You know what I'm saying? And do people know how to do the knowledge? See, a lot of times we see from the jump, people don't know how to do the knowledge. The first way you know that is because they won't stop doing the wisdom. And then, all of that culminated in this question right here of how do we know you have done the knowledge? Is by what you can build with. If you can build something, right, then we know that you're aware of that. Like in the medical field, right? When you want to do surgery, right, the first step you got to do after medical school is you have to be an assistant and while you observe the practitioner, right? And then, once you've observed enough, then you do the surgery, right, with a trained surgeon as your assistant, so he's making sure that, you get everything right. But in order for you to pass through the whole field, right, you have to be able to teach somebody else how to do it. You see, when you got a grasp of it like that to where you can teach it, then they let you out on your own. You can. So see, it's the same thing, when a person show up saying that they're 5%, that they know the lessons or whatever it is, right? We ask them to build. And if they can't build, then we know they haven't really done the knowledge. But you say here, I see New Jersey about to be Hollywood of the East with film studios in Newark and Fort Monmouth. Now, that's been there for years. That's been there for decades. Like the news and all of that, they got news channels. It's been like news stations is headquartered over there in Fort Monmouth. They might have built something new, I don't know, but that's not necessarily new. True self said, it's known if one has done the knowledge, if it said one makes knowledge born by teaching. Wow. You see, this is doing the knowledge. Because he says that you don't intern while in medical school, and I said after medical school. This is what I mean. This is what I mean by doing the knowledge, man. you know, you know, uh, sometimes, what you gotta be aware of is that, you got knowledge in your brain, right? That sometimes you mix with the knowledge that's coming in. You got to be aware of that when you're doing the knowledge. It's like, remember when like you might be counting and then somebody starts saying random numbers to mess you up because the knowledge from inside and the knowledge from outside is mixing together at the same time. Arabi said, whatever you type becomes an official record of the expression of your character. And that's what I mean, Abdul Rahman. Is that, just the way that you behave, right, amongst, you say that we guys shows what you about. Yeah, it's, indeed that Encyclopedia Brown, listen before you talk.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Listen before you walk.
Clearly, yeah.
Listen before you jump out the window.
Right.
All these different things here. That's the time when you got to do the knowledge, man.
That's
See, when it goes out of sequence, it's out of sequence. And see, people who know the natural order and the natural sequence of how things are supposed to go, right? They're gonna know that you're not doing the knowledge. But yeah, though, King Math and Divine Understanding, that's basically what we covered today. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's why for me, my favorite degree is the knowledge degree in 1 to 10. Because, as long as you got that in order, see the rest of the stuff, right? You can always you can always accumulate, these different facts. You have facts, you got books that you read and statistics that you learn and everything, and years later you don't recall them no more. But do that change who you are? Do you still know who you are? There's a big difference between the two. If you lose who you are and you have all the statistics still, I'd rather be that. You said Mehmet the second is from the 10th degree in the 1 to 10. You said, why am I dressing like we in 2013? I mean, yeah, I mean, since 2013, dudes have been wearing the extra medium shirts and then skinny jeans. So, I don't know if that's how you dress. Because of that specifically, I'm decidedly old school in my dress. Even though recently I've noticed that the skinny jeans are starting to fall out of favor, which is, a plus for me. But why you have a do rag with a bald head? 2013, I guess, man. Do rag, the cap is 2013 attire. Uh, this is YouTube, Abdul Rahman. It's not TikTok. You got to go play with the children. I don't know. I don't know. What is this Instagram stuff here or something, man? But listen, we'll try to make it back on at some time this week. You know what I'm saying? In the meantime, between time, we're gonna sign off and say peace. Give Abdul Rahman some time to go replenish his subscription there, his prescription. I mean, or get beamed up to the mother's hips. If we can, if he can manage to find a young lady who doesn't think he's quite as crazy as we think he is, they might be successful. We don't know. But I advise you to give it a shot, Abdul Rahman. Give it a shot. It's worth a try. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off and say peace, and we'll see y'all later. We'll be back. Abdul Rahman, he generally comes on, so I guess we'll get an update. We'll get an update and see if I don't know which way you swipe because I'm not on the app, but we'll see if Abdul Rahman got a swipe in the right direction. We'll see if he got a swipe in the right direction, and maybe that helped him out.